This video is for some of you who are directors and decision makers when you are on set, but not so much in your own life, and how we can bring the same director's mindset to the rest of our lives and also be better people for it. My name is Maurice Lytica. I am a filmmaker, creator, auteur, where I apply the skills and mindset of an auteur filmmaker to the creator economy. And I have been in the industry for 20 years, actually over 20 years. I have worked on short films, feature films, documentaries, commercials, digital content, all kinds of stuff. And in order to do that job, I recognized that I had to be a very good decision maker. There is no time on a set, on any production, to waffle. You cannot think about anything. There is no, I'll get back to you later. There is, what are we doing right now? So I cultivated that mindset, and that's been how I've been able to work for the past 20 years. But in my personal life, I have let that slip. It's almost like, because I exercise that muscle so much when I'm at home, I just kind of want to let it relax. And I let it relax a little bit too much to my own detriment. And I want to tell you a story about a haircut, which I probably need one right about now in a little couple of weeks. I was thinking about going to get a haircut, and I was like, I'm going to go get a haircut the same day because there's a place right down the street where I can just walk to. So I was like, I'm going to just go get a haircut. And then I thought about it, and I was like, well, it's hot outside. Maybe I'll be sweaty when I walk down there. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'll get a haircut on Saturday. And then Saturday came, and I was like, I want to relax a little bit. Maybe I'll get a haircut another day. And this went on until my hair got like way too long. And eventually I went and got a haircut. But what I kept thinking about was, because I did not make the immediate decision of getting a haircut, that ended up having reverberations that I did not expect, because I had to get the haircut on a different day that cut into something that I was editing that gives me less time to write when I want to. And then that same lackadaisical decision making kind of bleeds its way into other areas of my life. Not to mention the very idea of going back and forth of, am I going to get a haircut? Am I not going to get a haircut? Am I going to go today? Am I going to go tomorrow? What should be like a 10-minute decision, and also like maybe a 45-minute activity, ends up taking 3 hours. 3 hours that I could have spent doing something else that I really wanted to do or really have to do. If I take that same approach to getting a haircut, that will manifest in ways that are even larger. I am working on 2 feature films. One I'm in production on, a documentary, and I'm also in, I'd say, development on a narrative feature film, Concrete River. And how am I going to do what is necessary in order to raise the money, build the awareness, if a simple decision takes longer? I'm also writing a book called The Filmmakers Survival Guide, which is about the way I see how filmmakers survive in this coming era of AI and technology if I'm not making quick decisions. I have my own company, my creative studio, the Blended Future Project. How am I going to grow that if I don't make quick decisions? Because those muscles aren't necessarily muscles that are on set or in an editing room, but they are muscles that are just as important when making split decisions and for building something that you want to see grow and blossom into something wonderful. Because what happens is, while you make quick decisions when you are in the quote unquote right environment, you wait until that right environment arrives versus just making the environment work for you. It's a matter of, do I make time or do I wait for time? And if you spend a lot of time waiting, that perfect time will never arrive at all. Now, the conventional wisdom is that you just get in a better habit of building systems in order to make better decisions through sheer willpower. And I will tell you that that does not work. Willpower is like inspiration. It runs out really fast. In order to make better decisions, I started realizing that I had to find what is the right time for me to do a certain thing. For a lot of my career, I have just like bulldozed through. When a task needs to be done, I'm like, I'm doing this thing and I'm doing it now. Like, I don't care how tired I get. I'm just going to go ahead and complete it and I'll just work on it until I essentially like can't work on it anymore. And that's good for about 6 hours, honestly. The older I get, the less I can do that. Like I can do it sometimes. It's also not conducive to creativity. Like I have found that on a set, you get around 8 hours of good creativity out of somebody. We work for 12, but honestly, one of those hours is for lunch. And the last hour on that hour 12 is just like you're not getting a whole lot. That's great. You're getting some things that are really good, but everybody's like, it's almost hour 12. Like, can we go home now? Is this it? Are we done? So what I have found for my own personal life is rather than just listing out tasks and then checking them off and then bulldozing through them, I had to start figuring out, okay, what is the time where I feel most capable of doing something? And I found that my mornings are best for writing. Like when I wake up in the morning, rather than scroll social media for several hours, I will eat breakfast and I will start writing. I will start writing the book. I will start journaling. I will just start writing and getting all of my thoughts out on paper. And that gives me energy to go into the workday. The workday is usually where I have work to do, like editing. And I usually try to do that like in the morning because I'm fresh from writing. I can go from writing to editing. And then my energy in the afternoon, I've noticed, starts to dip. Honestly, I want to take a nap in the afternoon. I understand why the Italians have siestas because I just want to nap. And I'm sure we would all like to nap. And I think we should have naps again. Can we bring naps back? Can we do that? Can America win that way and just have naps in the afternoon instead of like 7 day work weeks? So in the afternoon, that's usually my energy dips. So I try to do anything like administrative, anything that is a light load of tasks. Like if I have to send out an invoice, it's going out in the afternoon because I don't have to really like think for that. If I have to like arrange something or make a meeting, I'll do it then. And then usually my energy will pick up after I walk the dog around 5 o'clock in the evening. And then my energy is back up where I can do tasks that are more visually oriented. I can edit my own stuff. I can do any kind of design work that I need to do for either the thumbnails for this YouTube video or anything else that involves me like sitting at a computer. I try to keep the lights a little bit dim and low so that way I can really concentrate. That is how I found my energy works best. So rather than trying to just list out tasks and check them off, I have tried to arrange the tasks by when I have the energy to actually do them. And so far, this has worked pretty well. I'm about halfway through the book, which I hope will be coming out pretty soon. I am making good progress on the documentary. I'm creating like extra short films for Concrete River. It's really helped me stay in a consistent flow and get a lot of things done. And while having all of this energy mapped out is great, you still need like systems to organize everything. And I have everything inside of folders and checklists and operations that I take every single day and how I organize all of my creative work. I would like to do my first advertisement on this channel. It's a toolkit, which I call the Sovereign Creators Toolkit. It's got all of the templates and checklists. It's got legal templates that I use for productions and also my post-production folders, how I organize everything. I will leave a link to it in the description and you can check that out. And beyond just wanting to have, a good energy system and making better decisions and productivity and all that, for me, this is about a deeper meaning. I have been doing a lot of research into the ways that other cultures have treated their artists and what the artist's role of it was. And I came across the Western African tradition of the griot, or the jolly, as it's called. The word griot is a French word that means storyteller because they thought that that was their role in Western African society. When the French first got over there, they thought they were just storytellers, but they were actually like keepers of the culture. They were keepers of memory. They were not only storytellers, but also advisors. They were keepers of lore and of history because they realized, like I think we're realizing now, that the person who tells the story has the greatest power. Part of my responsibility as a filmmaker is to embrace this idea of being a keeper of culture and of memory and to pass that on to somebody else. Because in a time where the entertainment industry is crumbling and we're not quite sure what our role are, I think we have to embrace a new era by returning to an older tradition. And that is taking on the responsibility of passing on knowledge through the act of story to not only our audience, but just society in general. I think we've been conditioned to downplay our art, like we're just making a piece of entertainment. Don't make it political, don't make it too serious or whatever, but there's always lessons inside of every story. Think about it. Art is a manual for life. The earliest way to teach somebody something was to tell them a story. That's why they were like stories of the fire gods, because, the fire guy gets angry. So don't touch the fire because you will get burned. It will kill you. Don't go in that cave because there's a bear there and the bear god will eat you up. There are ways to ward off danger, process emotions, understand the greater world. And with the way that the entertainment industry is right now, we've lost a little bit of that. We have lost the want to be stewards of culture and memory. But I think people are starting to come back to that. And that's what I want to get to. And that's why I need to be able to make better decisions, quicker decisions, map my energy so I'm doing the right things at the right times. So that way I can keep this tradition alive, keep it going, not only with myself, but with the people that I interact and collaborate with. So here is my challenge for everybody who is watching. Pick an area of your life that you are negotiating. Do not negotiate anymore. Just do it. Figure out what is the best time of day for you to do it, and then make a plan to go do that. Give yourself 24 hours to start doing that. Hold yourself accountable to doing it and keep doing it every day. See how that starts to reverberate and change in other areas of your life. I think you'll be very happy with the results. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.